own sweet home, own sweet home. I dream of my own sweet home. Right here, right now, Amit Inamdar will show you how. Call Amit and you are set. Or just visit ownsweethome.net.
DRE license number 013555522 and NMLS number 236574.
Hello, namaste and welcome Radio Zindagi listeners. I'm RJ Renuka. Today we have another exciting conversation with Amit Inamdar. You're going to get the power-packed 30 minutes of information on home inspection red flags. As you know, Amit has 14 years of real estate and mortgage experience, and his one-stop service has helped many home buyers, home sellers and borrowers save money just by working with Amit. We always welcome you to call us at 510-770-1550. That's studio number 510-770-1550 to ask a question on the radio. However, if you are unable to get in, you can always submit a question for a personal response. Just go to Amit's website, ownsweethome.net, and click on the radio show link to submit your question. And you can always find Amit Inamdar just by searching his name on Google. Hello, Amit.
Hello Renuka, hello friends and own sweet home. Welcome to my show, Power Hour with Amit Inamdar. I was on a vacation for past week or so and I'm just coming out of this vacation mood. So, we are going to talk today about the red flags that may stop you from buying the home or selling your home. It has become a norm that property comes on the market, seller completes all the disclosures and orders the inspection reports. Buyer reviews the reports many times not knowing what they're reading and what it meant to them from the home ownership standpoint. Offers are submitted to purchase the property in as is and its present condition. One of the buyer wins the bid, and depending on the level of risk the buyer took, he may or may not be happy with the purchase. Sellers, if not letting the buyer know everything that they know, are taking a risk of later lawsuits if any material facts were hidden from the buyers.
So, Amit, you are saying that inspection red flags are for both buyers and sellers. So, can you explain what are some of these red flags are?
See, some of the red flag, the first red flag I always see is when you read the inspection reports and inspection report says there is a further inspection required. Further inspections may be required due to multiple reasons. Most of the time, it is due to inaccessibility of the areas to be inspected. They may include, for example, situations like where the seller has put a lot of stuff in the garage and the inspectors cannot walk around freely to inspect the garage. It may be related to the way the foundation is built and the inspector cannot go around the structure to inspect the other side of the foundation for foundation issues or any other issues related to even pest control like subterranean termites. Many times the attic area cannot be inspected because inspectors cannot crawl or walk inside the attic unless some ceiling wooden planks are made available for them to step on.
So, listeners, you are listening to Power Hour with Amit Inamdar. If you want to get hold of us, 510-770-1550, 770-1550. And today we are talking on inspections, home inspection red flags. So, Amit, what are the other inaccessible areas other than attic?
Yeah, right. Attic, garage, the crawl space, those are some of them. And of course, other areas, of course, are behind the walls or under the floor, And you can't just break these things to look behind them to see how bad the situation might be. However, an experienced inspector may be able to foresee a problem that requires verification just by shining a light at different angles on various surfaces or by just tapping and listening to the sound variations. It's amazing that what an experienced inspector may be able to find. Also, a roofer cannot see under the shingles and they can only see any imperfections in the roof that can cause future leaks. Many times the property inspector may notice water stains on the ceiling. However, there may not be area right above in the roof that may need correction. Problem may actually be somewhere else.
And if it is not a rainy season, you may never know until it's too late. So that sure is a scary situation with your home roof leaking. and damaging the construction. So further inspection must be taken very seriously.
Yeah, that is why I look at it as a red flag. The next red flag for me, Renuka, is the various pests like termites and rodents. They can be either drywood termites or subterranean termites. The home you love is always loved by these creatures, and you may have a company when you move in. Treatments for the drywood termites and subterranean termites are different and vary widely. Of course, you can have them treated before you move in. You can also have monthly pest control service that will keep your home treated for pests on regular basis. Sometimes I have seen the rat droppings in the attic areas. This means having sleepless nights as they enjoy their nocturnal activities. Putting in a poison to kill the rats may backfire, sometimes because of the smell of a dead rat may haunt you for years, not knowing where to find it.
Oh my God, that is sure very scary, Amit. And seller may disclose these to buyers. However, in today's market, that is additional cost to the buyer, of course. So, hello listeners, Amit Inamdar is experienced real estate and mortgage broker, and engaging him in your home buying and home selling activities means making sure all your bases are covered and you know the risks. Risk management is one of the key consultation activities Amit provided to his clients, and that too at no cost. We have been discussing the red flags associated with the home inspections, and you are listening to Power Hour with Amit Inamdar.
Yes, Renuka, thank you. So when you write offers without contingencies in this market to win a bid and accept the property in its as-is and present condition, you need to know what these risks are and how do they translate into additional cost. Just because you know the cost of something, like say clearing the house of the wood damage, does not mean that all cost you are going to incur. You may still have additional damage behind the damaged wood members. So you try to replace something and you find the damage behind it, for example. Sometimes roof may need replacement within the next 5 years, and at that point you may notice the wood damage under the roof that may cost you beyond what you planned for. Also, when you change major structural items like roof, permits are required, and the city inspectors will make sure that there is no additional damage underneath the roof structure.
So, leaky roof may be additional red flag?
Absolutely. The roof is definitely among the top red flags. It's a heavy-duty structural item. Talking about the roof and the leaks, you may face problems also with your drainage system, right? This is not just the sewer system, but may also include the drainage of the rainwater. It may also include the gutters in the roof line. Clogged gutters means standing water, which may rust the gutters due to blockage and may have the rain water flow in the areas where it may cause additional damage. Standing water in crawl space may promote mold growth inside the walls as the moisture rises in this wall structure and is met by the nice warm environment you created as you heat up your home for comfort. Many times, the ongoing health problems are associated with the toxic mold spores in the air. Many times, standing water may be corrected by correcting the grading and or installing the sump pump and moisture barriers in your home.
Listeners, studio number is 510-770-1550. If you have any questions, 770-1550. So, Amit, we are talking about the leaky roof. So, you would say correcting grading and replacing gutters is cheaper than correcting the moisture damage?
That is always true, right? I mean, you don't want any further damage. When you correct the moisture damage in the future, you still have to correct the problem that caused it in the first place. So not only you are going to do your roof repairs, the gutter repairs, the grading repairs, but also going to do the moisture damage repairs also. So fix it soon. Maintain it. One of my experienced inspectors identified a mold issue just by observing a penny-sized spot on the garage ceiling that was missed by the seller's inspections. You know, as I indicated earlier, mold spores get in the air and cause health risks. Of course, you also have structural risk in the home due to mold. Mold forms over a long period of time, indicating that there are long-term moisture issues with the property.
Hello listeners, the market has very low inventory. Home prices are high. Whether you are a buyer or a seller, do you know how you must prepare and evaluate your offers? When Amit works with buyers, he will pre-approve their loan in advance. This not only helps buyers but also helps sellers. If you are planning to sell, all you need is one qualified buyer to buy your home. Amit has already pre-approved these buyers, so whether you want to sell in open market using Amit's proven marketing methods or want to do a silent market sale, you can call Amit directly at 510-364-6686. That is 364-6686. You can also visit his website ownsweethome.net. That is OWN, ownsweethome.net. If you forget these numbers, just Google Amit Inamdar, real estate broker, and you will know ways to find him. So listeners, we have been talking about inspection red flags, and if you want to get hold of Amit, if you have any questions, studio number 510-770-1550, 510-770-1550. So Amit, you just finished talking about drainage, mold, pest, termites, roof, and further inspection issues. What are some of the other red flags? Are there any more?
Looks like. Do we have a caller coming in? Hi, this is Amit Inamdar. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
Who am I talking with?
Yeah, actually, I have a question, and I'm not even sure, if I should be asking this question to a loan officer or realtor. But this is just a thought that we have in our mind.
Uh-huh.
So we own our house, and we live in there. We have been living there for like 6 years now.
Uh-huh.
And we want to move to a new house.
Mm-hmm.
Our house is an older house.
Right.
And so we have not, collected a lot of cash.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we want to see if we can take the loan against this house, the house that they are living in, and buy a new house and rent out the current house.
Right. So this is, what's your name again?
Alka.
Alka. So, Alka ji, so his situation is this, okay? If you qualify for, say, $1 million loan, it doesn't matter whether you take it on your existing house or a new house. Okay, you are still going to qualify for $1 million home. However, if you do not have the down payment for the new home, you can always say get a $300,000 from the current home and get a $700K loan on the second home. Okay, the situation gets a little bit complicated because now you have to figure out the amount of loan and the tax benefits you are going to get on a rental, and whether you are going to have a positive cash flow on the rental or a negative cash flow on the rental. How will you treat the depreciation and all that? And that requires actually for you to sit down with me to figure out how this thing can be arranged so that you maximize your benefits and not maximize your expenses just by doing something randomly. So I suggest that you give me a call after the show, and we can see whether we can set up an appointment and go over all the details.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alka. So Renuka just said what are the other red flags, right? And the foundation issues for me is also a red flag. It will cost you in upwards of $50,000 to $100,000. Some of the neighborhoods in the Bay Area are known for poor soil conditions. Typically, one may not do the soil stability inspections for their existing home. However, foundation repairs need to be understood and completed anytime when they occur. And a lot of times you may see those when you see the signs of cracking in the foundation. One of the townhouses complex in Pleasanton, the whole row of townhouses got affected by the creekside development. As the owners of these, around 2-3 owners of these townhomes started, and these are all connected townhomes, started seeing the wall cracks and doors started not to close properly. The 5 neighbors got together and had to take immediate action, costing them over $70,000 in expenses, where the engineers installed high-tension cables under the slab foundation to lift it and stabilize it at various locations. So anytime you see a report that says cracked foundation, it calls for a red flag. The repairs may rip through your pocketbooks and not just through your house.
Wow. That is so much information, Amit. We talked about the toxic molds also. Are there other toxic materials that can be a red flag?
Sure. I think we have a caller. We'll talk about that in a second. Hello, Own Sweet Home. This is Amit. Who am I talking to?
Yeah, my name is Sudha.
Hi, Sudha. How can I help?
Yeah, I have a question. You're giving so much nice points and very things to remember before we buy a house.
Yes.
But recently I was looking for a house and I did some offer and all this like that story. But you know, all the things, inspection, what you're doing, they never allow you to do before. Literally, you buy the house and then you spend money to do all the inspection. But by the time you already get approval, everything, so the price of the house, it can get reduced. Or either buyer or seller is going to pay us, like how?
So what's your question? How do you actually, who pays for all these repairs?
Yeah, who pays and when to get all this inspection done?
Right.
Because you have to put your, bid first.
Right,
because they don't allow you to do all these things.
All right. So the good place to start would be my first time homebuyer webinar that I have on my website, and it's free. And it will talk to you about how the real estate contracts work. So basically what's going to happen is in this market, you may not get to write offers with contingencies, but then seller will actually provide you the reports, and that's where we do risk management for those reports and see how much risk may be involved by really analyzing it and making an offer accordingly. If the seller does not have the reports, the seller will allow you to have some time, maybe 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, whatever it might be. Standard contract has like a 17 days of time to do your inspections, and if you don't like something, you can actually decide not to buy the home. But I strongly suggest, Sudha, you go to my website, ownsweethome.net, and listen to the first time homebuyer webinar, because that's going to clarify a lot of doubts every first time homebuyer has. And not only you're going to clarify all the doubts, you're going to come up with new questions, because you will know so much about the home buying process at that point. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sure. Bye. So, Renuka, you asked me whether there are any other toxic materials that are you should be aware of when buying the home. So, the other toxic materials other than the mold, I would say, is lead-based paint, the asbestos, the radon gas are some of the examples that may cause a concern for the buyer. Sometimes the building material may cause toxicity problems. I don't know whether you remember this, but in 2004 and 2006, the many builders used these Chinese drywalls, and especially those were used in these new construction, and they degas sulfur, and the sulfur caused illness and damage to the home systems and stuff. So you can find so it can come from the building material also. So regarding the asbestos, for example, you can find this material used in caulking around the windows and doors, and this was used like before 1978. So don't worry about the new construction nowadays. And you will see like a asbestos being the heat resistant material, you may see around the furnaces, the pipes and stuff. Also, the asphalt composites used in roofing and siding may contain asbestos. The asbestos, when it becomes loose or when it's broken, the fibers as small as 700 times smaller than the thickness of the hair can actually breathe by the person and may lead to cancer. And that's why it's a very toxic material which is currently banned and nobody uses it. But when you're buying an older home, you need to be aware of these things. The lead-based paint, for example, was taken off the market in 1978. So if you are buying a home prior to that, you may expose your kids to lead-based paint, which can be toxic for kids, because if they eat it or scratch it and it goes into their body, lead being the heavy metal, that may cause death. Sometimes you see wooden wall coverings in some homes that are around 3 feet high, and you think, oh, that's a nice kind of decoration. But those are not for decoration. They are meant to protect the kids from scratching the walls. So let's take a short... I think we have a very less time, so let's kind of skip the break right now. And let's talk about some other things that end up happening. However, before that, listeners, if you are in the market to buy, sell, or finance your home, you know you're going to get unbiased advice from me, a lot of education, which is also available on my website. And that's my promise to you. I have over 14 years of experience in home selling, home buying, and financing that I use to help you save money. To get hold of me, you know what to do. Just Google my name, Amit Inamdar, real estate broker, and you will know ways to find me. Today we've been talking about red flags in home inspections.
So, Amit, old homes come with old systems like electric wiring or galvanized plumbing. Are those expensive to replace?
Definitely. The older homes and the old home components also pose a red flag in home buying process. Older electric circuits may not have proper grounding. The circuits may be overloaded and trip more often. Some of the older main panels were on a recall list and homeowners did not necessarily replace them. They may cause problems like fires. To change the electrical circuit inside the walls and patching up all the walls is a challenging upgrade, and one should be beware of these kind of homes. And regarding the other part, which is the galvanized pipes, these pipes are coated with protective layer of zinc. And many homes built prior to 1960s have galvanized pipes, and they may cause corrosion inside the walls, and the pressure may build up, and they may break and cause flooding inside the walls.
So, listeners, if you want to learn about current market and home buying, you can view the first-time home buyer webinar. It is available on the website ownsweethome.net. That is OWN, ownsweethome.net. If you are a first-time home buyer or just want to feel comfortable with the home buying process, do visit the website and listen to the recorded webinar. This will not only give you the overview of the home buying process, it will also pre-qualify you, let you know how to select neighborhood, school, and everything. Link is located as an image on the left column. You cannot miss it. If you do not remember the website, just Google Amit Inamdar, real estate broker, and you will get to ownsweethome.net. After you have viewed the webinar, all your questions may have been answered and you will have new questions. So this is when you can have one-on-one meeting with Amit for your pre-approval and neighborhood selection, and that meeting is free. So
always, guys, thank you, Renuka, for that information. It's going to be very useful for all the listeners. And I would say this, for your protection, when you buy a home, get a home inspection done. If you are forced into a situation where you cannot investigate, try to assess your risks. You can get estimates on the worst case scenario and repairs. That will be your cost if you are unable to negotiate them with the seller and you still want to buy the home. Risk management, when things are not in black and white, may help you save major repair costs and headaches once you own the home.
So, Amit, typically which inspections are available for buyer to review?
Inspections can be done by either buyer or a seller. If they are done by the sellers already, it is critical to review them. I review them for my buyers with them. Considering the concerns the buyer may have, we can do additional inspection to resolve the doubts. Typically, the roof, property, termite inspections are very common. These will direct you to additional inspections if they are necessary and are mentioned in the further inspection section. If the property has a swimming pool, fireplaces, then we also do pool inspection and chimney inspection in advance also. And these inspections cost anywhere from, $600-700 as such. All right, guys. So, today we basically talked a lot about the red flags during inspections, and I really appreciate you calling in and listening to the show. The recent information is always available when you talk to me, so do call me back and we will be able to discuss specifics related to your specific situation. Thank you again, and you guys have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Have you joined the Happily Ever After Club?
Happily Ever After Club?
हाँ, Happily Ever After Club. Membership is automatic once you buy your dream home from Amit Inamdar. He is both real estate and mortgage broker. One stop, no need to shop.
Oh, Amit Inamdar from Own Sweet Home.
Yes, that's Amit from OWN Own Sweet Home. Call him today, 510-364-6686. Again, 510-364-6686. Or visit ownsweethome.net. That is OWN ownsweethome.net. DRE number 0135552 NMLS 236574.